Today you should have out your interactive notebooks open to page 16. On page 16 we are talking about box and whisker plots. No, I did not make up the names. These are such a thing that you have to learn about. So when we're talking about box and whisker plots, a box and whisker plot is a display that summarizes a data set using 5 values. So a display that summarizes a data set using 5 values. Those 5 values are known as your highest value, which may also be called your maximum, your lowest value, which could also be called your minimum, your upper quartile, your lower quartile, and your median. So those are the 5 things that you have to have when you make a box and whisker plot. We're not going to focus on making them. We're going to focus on looking at them and interpreting what they mean. Okay? I am going to have you make one, but I'm not going to make you go through all the steps. I'm going to tell you exactly what it looks like and then have you copy it down. So I want you to make a number line along your notebook, counting by 5, starting at 5 all the way to 60. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So from 5 to 60, counting by 5s. And then above the number 15, I want you to place a dot. And also above the number 50. So above 15 and 50. That is the end of our box and whisker plots. Then at 25, I want you to draw a line up and down. Another line up and down at 35. And a third line up and down at 40. And you're going to connect those 3 lines into a box for your box and whiskers. You're then going to take your dots and connect them to the end of your box. So here's my box, here's my whiskers. So again, I should have my whiskers that start at 15 and end at 50. I should have a line at 25, 35, and 40. Those lines should be connected together to form my box. Right, so you can see, I said you need 5 values to construct your box and whiskers. We have 5 values, so now we're going to fill them in. So our highest value, or our maximum, is where the end of our dot is, the end of our whiskers, at the highest number. So since I have 2 dots, I'm going with the highest number. So I'm looking at 15 or 50, so it would be 50. So if I asked, what is the maximum of this box and whiskers, it would be 50. Your lowest value, or your minimum, is going to be your other dot, which was 15. Right, now before we go on to the next ones, if you look, this is divided into 4 sections. So I have 1 section here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. So I have 4 sections. Each of those sections is called a quartile. So now I'm looking for my upper quartile. My upper quartile is always the highest number at the end of the box. So wherever this line is at the end of the box, that is my upper quartile. So in this case, it would be 40. Same thing with my lower quartile, but now it's my lower one. So my lower one would be 25. My median is always this middle line in the middle of the box. So wherever that falls is always my median, which was 35. Now there are other things I can come up with from looking at my box and whiskers. For example, I can name all my quartiles. So I can have my first quartile, which we go by where it ends. So if this is quartile 1, it ends at 25. So my first quartile is also 25. My second quartile would be where the second one ends, which is going to be 35. This is also your median. So notice your first quartile was also your lower quartile. Your second quartile is your median. Your third quartile is going to be where your box ends again, which is 40, which is your upper quartile. And your fourth quartile is going to be where your dot ends, so at 50, which is your maximum. And when I'm looking at this, I can also find my range. So I'm looking for my range. I'm looking for the highest number minus the smallest number. So my highest number was 50. My smallest number was 15. But wait, why can't I use 60 and 5? Because 60 is my highest number that's on the number line. 5 is my lowest number. Why am I not using those numbers? I'm using the highest number and the lowest number that is represented on my box and whiskers. So the highest number that has a point and the lowest number that has a point between my box and my whiskers. So my range, 50 minus 15, would be 35. But maybe they want your inner quartile range. So when you're looking at inner quartile, you're thinking of the middle part. So we're looking for our box, and we're taking the highest part of our box, which is 40, minus our smallest part of the box, which is 25. So my inner quartile range is 15. Alright, go to page 2. Fill out your table of contents. So today is 10/20, and we did box and whisker plots, and we were on page 16. Okay, let's look at a couple examples. So here's one that is already drawn for you. So I need to find the first quartile. So remember, the first quartile is going to be at the beginning of this box. So if I'm looking, I'm going from 10 to 20. Well, there's halfway, so there's 15, and it's halfway between 15 and 16. So it'd be 15.5. You do not need to write this down, just follow along. Letter B says, what is the maximum incubation time? So the maximum, I'm looking for my highest one, which would fall at 35. The next one says, what is the median? The median is always that middle part of the box. So on here, again, there's 20. It falls between 20 and 21. So it would be 20.5. Okay? So for your assignment today, you have two worksheets that are stapled together, front and back, that look exactly like this, different questions though. Alright, so you're going to have 3 for each one that you're going to have to answer. And you've got a total of 8 different ones. So you got about 24 questions that you need to be answering on your box and whiskers. If you have questions, look at your notes. If you still don't understand, then ask a neighbor quietly.